On to you Geminis out here. You have the Queen of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and you have the Page of Wands. So the Queen of Swords represents don't orb showing up again. Anyway, don't get, you Geminis need to understand to not be upset that certain things that you may have wanted didn't necessarily show itself or reveal itself or manifest itself immediately. The Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Wands, you still have a lot of great things going for you. So you don't want to spaz out, lose your cool, start making terrible decisions. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you're in a very good position to where the things that you've been working on that you wanted, you actually remain patient for it. And then you have the Knight of Swords and the Five of Wands. These two cards right here represent some of the things that you may have wanted. So basically, this is just going to tell me a little bit more. So the Knight of Swords and the Five of Wands is that because the situation for you is that you do have some people that may come to you, and I understand where the frustration is. Now, you're trying to build a good working relationship between somebody else, but it seems like so many other people are betraying you, because the Knight of Swords and the Five of Wands, they'll come to you and they'll tell you some stuff, right, that they like you or something like this, or they'll even make moves that suggest, right, that they like you. But obviously some of them don't use their words. Anyway, you Geminis will be thinking that this person is into you, when it's like they essentially, unfortunately, they do the okie doke. And what I mean by that is they start moving the goalposts. Now all of a sudden they start turning cold. Now you Geminis got to question yourselves if this person really likes you. And then the Five of Wands, right? Five of Wands. Now it starts to get serious. Now it's like, oh, well, what exactly is really going on here? Because the situation for you, Geminis, is that, again, the situation for you, Geminis, is that you're in a particular spot where you're tired of people coming in and just telling you that they like you, right? Flat out. Or they may make it seem like they do because they move in inconsistently. But this is why, as I said, it's a good idea for you Geminis to just understand that you have to listen to what the person says and watch what it is that they do. And that you should never take it for granted, even if a person is showing you some stuff. You should still have that conversation on whether or not, if this person is like talking to you like that, if they're courting you, or if they're just hanging out with you for the time being, but they just tricking off, basically, you know. Because I get it. Sometimes I understand, like, you know, relationships can sometimes be difficult to perceive because a person will come into your life and they'll do entirely way too much. And the thing is that now, you know, and it gets confusing because now it's like, well, what exactly is happening here? Well, the person has a chopper, a motorcycle, a chopper, but you know what I mean? So the point that I'm trying to make here is, and like the person, they're doing entirely way too much, right? On some Nine of Pentacles type stuff. And now you're trying to figure out what exactly is going on. And now you feel like you done been betrayed because this person could have told you something. They could have showed you, hey, this is what it is. They could have told you something. Why exactly did they even have to wild out like that in the first place? And I get it, right? This is, of course, it'll get anyone upset to know that you hanging out with somebody, there is no real progress in a relationship, but then they're doing entirely way too much. You know what I mean? They're doing way too much. They're hanging out with you. They spending time with you. You going out on dates, but then y'all are not in a relationship. And it's like, okay, so if y'all are not in a relationship, set you Geminis free. Don't be standing around looking stupid, right? Having you Geminis up in, you know what I mean, occupying your time, having you Geminis in their life, and there's no real progress, right? Because then that is a waste of time. That is definitely a waste of time. Because what are they doing? So this is why it is that I say that you want to speak to the person so that you don't feel like you upset with the person. Because I'm seeing how, once again, like some people have tried to do that to you, and you Geminis are just glad that you didn't spend too much time. But it was a little bit more time than what you Geminis would have liked to have spent, if any time at all. So the thing is that the unalive card and the Sun card, right, represents, because once again, you're not putting up with, you're done with that. You're not putting up with a person that's going to come into your life and just do way too much. You know what I mean? Giving you way too much, doing way too much, spending quality time with you, and all of that other type of nonsense, but y'all are not in a relationship. What part of the game is that? So this is what I mean when I say that a lot of you Geminis want to actually break through that obstacle and actually have a relationship that has progress. But again, I've been putting y'all on game. The best thing for you to do is to be on this type of time, the Eight of Swords. Have a conversation. When you are hanging out with a person, tell them what it is that you want. Look, I'm trying to get to know you. Let them know that I'm trying to get to know you, and reiterate yourself when y'all start hanging out a little bit more. I'm not saying that you have to do it every single time, that you hang out with them, but I'm saying that you do have to make it known that you have to, that you're looking for a relationship, right? You're looking to get to know them. You're looking for a relationship. You're looking to get to know somebody long term. And at the same time, right, you also have to ask them, is that something that they want too? I've been saying it for years now. Don't ever be in a relationship with somebody, right, a pseudo relationship with somebody where this type of discussion is not had. Don't ever do that. You are wasting your time if you do that. You have to let it be known. For me, right? For me, just by happenstance, because I adapt, I'm a Virgo, I'm mutable, just like you Geminis are mutable signs. The past, I ain't even gonna say the back to back, but I ain't really been trying to get to know somebody like that face to face since 2021. But I was speaking to an Aries, and this another Aries, right? Not the one that I was gonna marry, another Aries. I was speaking to an Aries that lives in my neighborhood, and I had told her, look, I'm trying to get to know you. I'm trying to get to know you long term. I'm not told the person, look, I'm not like other people. And they're like, what you mean? You know what I mean? I'm actually trying to get to know you long term. And the person let me know, hey, I'm flying down to my cousin's house for in Florida or whatever. Well, it turned out to be a lie, so I'm not like doxing her and none of that. But it turned out to be a lie. But the point that I'm trying to say is, from what this person is telling me, they just let me know off the rip, fly by night. So it never went through. They just let me know that it was a fly by night, pretty much. So I was like, okay, and I backed off at that point. The person told me I wasn't really stressing it too much. I was gonna fade into the darkness, but the person was like, okay, I'll give you a call. They said they volunteered. I'm like, okay, I ain't know you just told me you was fly by night. I ain't know that you cared that much. Anyway, I didn't say that to her, right? I was just observing, like, oh, okay, cool. Never called. And I just deleted the number, because that's a confusing situation. On one hand, it's, you basically, you telling me in so many words, you fly by night. You're not really planning on sticking around no matter who the guy is. You want a Birkin bag, if you feel what I'm saying to you. Okay, you feel me? Okay, cool. But then at the same time, you'll give me a call and all this stuff, and you shrugs my shoulders, right? Okay, not a problem. So, and then every time I see the person in the neighborhood, the person just puts their head down, don't want to look, and again, I'm not mad at the person. Like, the person is taking it harder than I'm taking it, because I just was like, okay, and of course I was upset. I was upset for a few days, but because I had really liked her. And I've seen her around a long time. But the point that I'm trying to make here is, that's the trouble that I saved myself by stating what I wanted up front or very soon. Because when you don't state that, see, this is what I'm trying to say. When you have those type of conversations, the person has to state it out of their mouth. They have to actually say what it is that they're looking for. When you just make the assumptions that the relationship is just supposed to go well, you're setting yourself up for failure. So some of you Geminis have been slacking in that area, where y'all have been meeting some people, and the meeting people is not difficult. Y'all are social butterflies. But what's the difficulty of it is, or what you Geminis have been having problems with, is this Nine of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. Finding out if the person wants what you want too. That's why you got the Six of Pentacles, to understand if this is going to be reciprocated. Do they want the same things as you do? Do they want a relationship? You have to find that out by simply asking them, by telling them what you want, asking them if that's something that they want. And you put them on the spot. You apply pressure. You put the spotlight on them, because now them not giving you an answer, that's a problem. If they don't give you an answer, they just like don't say anything, and they just ignore it and continue on, then it means that you're wasting your time. Don't spend any more time on this person. And that, not you're wasting your time, because you still have to ask, but if you spend any more time with them, then you're wasting your time, because this person is not telling you what they want. They're not telling you any of that stuff. So that means that those people are dysfunctional. So let's clarify this Six of Pentacles. The Empress, that's the High Priestess. The Eight of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, the Magician, and then you have the Temperance to clarify the Six of Pentacles. So once again, you want a relationship. You want that. You want that. You want someone that cares for you, right? But again, you need to set the stage. You need to create you need to check the foundation before you build that house. You need to understand if that's an exclusive relationship is something that person would want too. And again, I get it. Once again, I understand that some people need to get their stuff together, because this is something that I talk about when it comes to short-term relationships. Do not do this extra stuff, because doing the extra stuff, regardless of whether it is that people want to say it or not, it does put you in a relationship. It's just a dysfunctional relationship that is not going to progress past an immature stage, basically. Because I don't care what anybody says. If you hanging out with the person, if you chilling with the person, if y'all are going out on dates, but then y'all are not in a relationship, that makes no sense, because y'all are getting romantic fun in the mix. Y'all are hanging out on dates. Y'all are spending time. That's literally relationship stuff. That's quality time. That's romantic. You know what I'm saying? That's romantic fun. That's all the stuff that relationships consist of. Or I ain't gonna say all of it, but that's a lot of the stuff that relationships consist of. So the person is doing all of this extra stuff, and for what exactly? So I definitely understand. It's just that you have to not make it confusing by declaring what's going on, stating what's going on. And then the things that for you Geminis, you have these Seven of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Temperance, right? So you did show up in your own reading with this Magician here, because the Magician is ruled by Mercury and Scorpio. So, all right, so the thing is that the Seven of Pentacles, you got to make sure that the ground that you're planting into is fertile for that. If and then the Magician and the Temperance, and be patient. You know, don't skip over the warning signs. Don't overlook them, right? Don't deal with it. Confront the warning signs. Confront that. If there's warning signs, right? If there's serious warning signs, I'm not talking about flaws. Everyone has flaws, right? Everyone has flaws, right? But I'm talking about like real baggage problems. I'm talking about problems like real dysfunctions, right? I'm not talking about flaws. Everybody has them. But dysfunctions, you got to stay away from that. You know, it's your obligation at that point to stay away from to stay away from those dysfunctions if that person shows you. So a lot of you Geminis, once again, y'all got homework to do. I love y'all, but y'all are slacking a little bit because y'all are handling your business in other areas, right? But when it comes to the matters of the heart, when it comes to the matters of love, you having problems. So that's it. I just want to say thank you. Peace.